Previously on Adventurer for Life.
Today is the assault on Deadhorse, 12-hour and 15-minute drive. It's 493 miles to Deadhorse. See you along the road, headed to the top of the world. That's where we've come from, and I'll give you the 360. We were commenting just a few minutes ago that there's been very little water. So if you see there in the distance, there's a river. I think that's the Yukon River. There's the pipelines down there, and then there appears there's a little small town, and I think that's the town of Yukon River. If you can see right through here, the pipeline goes. And then there's a lake, and that's got to be a natural lake. And I'll finish the 360 here. Continues to be absolutely gorgeous country. I am surprised at how many places there are. You know, these trees here are 25 feet tall, probably. So I expected there to just be massive trees all over the place. One other thing we've noticed is on the sides of some of these mountains, these trees frequently seem to form some kind of, pattern or whatever, like some, like the old aliens planted the trees kind of thing or whatever. Anyhow, I think we're headed to the town of Yukon River. Yeah, so here's a relative close-up of the Alaska pipeline. Again, this is just down the road from just a second ago, and then there's the town of Yukon River down there, but the pipeline is going underneath us here, and then on down that way. Beautiful area. Look at that. Oh, that's not a lake. That is the Yukon River, as you can see from up there between the mountains. Okay, so please don't climb on the pipeline. There's the Yukon River sign. One interesting thing we've seen is, you see this is a wooden bridge. This is about the 5th wooden bridge we've gone over. And, just in my wildest dreams, I knew there were wooden bridges way back in the day, but a bridge that's this long, that carries the kind of weight that this bridge carries, looks like it needs a new plank or two here and there. So there's potholes on the wooden bridge. Anyway, great view coming into Yukon River. There's a barge with I call it an 18-wheeler on it. And this guy in the camper is going really slow because he's scared. Okay, we're going to stop here and get gas. I hope we're going to stop here and get gas. If not right here, then there's got to be gas around here somewhere. Okay, to get gas, leave credit card inside with the camp host, pump your fuel, take a picture of the sale total and dispense fuel. So, picture of the camp host to process payment. There you go. This is how you buy gas in Yukon River, Alaska. Thought I'd show you some of these big trucks that are up here too. See that bicycle right there? You want to see what you look like? This is the Yukon River camp. You want to see what you look like when you ride that bicycle to the Yukon River camp. You look like that dude right there. And this is the Yukon River camp, food, lodging, fuel, gifts. Yukon River. Okay, so I've been informed that the Yukon River camp is a hopping place year-round. People come here, especially, they said, Asians, in the winter time. So there's drives that you can do around here. People canoe, kayak, whatever, the Yukon River, which again is right over there somewhere. And, and some people bike here, which is absolutely insane. They do have accommodations. So that's Yukon River. By the way, I should have said that's got to be not the best, but maybe the second best gas I've ever purchased in my entire life, because it was $7.50 a gallon for regular unleaded. Okay, I just want to show you this real quickly. Remaining range greater than 330 miles. So that means that obviously I'm getting a lot better gas mileage going 50-ish miles an hour, even over all these hills and whatnot. And by the way, we just left Yukon River. I looked down to make sure my fuel gauge was full, and I saw that remaining range. The highest I've ever seen it is 270. So it's obviously making some calculation, and it thinks we can go a very long way. Second thing is, if you remember, my starting mileage again was 64.56 or 64.59, and just by sheer happenstance, we're there. So I am right now at this moment at the 10,000 mile mark, starting in the southeast outside of Atlanta, driving down to Key West, driving across through Texas, through Arizona, to California, up through Utah, Great Falls, Montana, Edmonton, and then now on to Deadhorse. Okay, decided to do a quick 360 here. Whoever told me this was 40 miles of unpaved and the rest paved was insane. Vast majority of this is unpaved. They just were watering this road, and it was really, really, really muddy. We passed a motorcycle that was not an adventure motorcycle. I don't see how he's going to make it. There was a long uphill stretch where it was muddy, and I just don't think without some traction gaining tires, you're not going to make it. Anyway, I think we're maybe 80 miles from Coldfoot now. We've probably made 40 miles since Yukon River. So that's Finger Rock, and in theory it was you know what, that's not Finger Rock, that's just a big rock. That, if you can see, that is Finger Rock, and it supposedly was used by bush pilots and Native Americans to find their way, and it was a good place for hunters to get on top of. Anyway, it's clearly a stopping point because there are some restrooms. Different topography here. It's rocky, and if you can see in the distance, there's some water down there. And here's my requisite 360-ish look. By the way, we're making lousy time, mostly because of the construction. I mean, have I stopped and taken some videos? Sure, but the construction has really slowed us down. So I originally said, hey, there's no way we're going to average 40 miles an hour. We're averaging about 40 miles an hour, and we may not get there till 10 o'clock or whatever, but at least it's going to be light. Okay, I am in Coldfoot. There is the Coldfoot, Alaska post office, open Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 1:30 to 6. They have got some more of that greatest gasoline on the planet. I know it is because it was only $7.50 a gallon, just like in Yukon River. And here is, this is Coldfoot. This is the deal. I wonder if that was the original, cabin or whatever over there. Anyway, this is Coldfoot. Beautiful area, obviously, but pretty rustic place. They got a restaurant, and we're gonna see what they got inside. I'm gonna try to buy something bad for me. I'm up on the roof of the Grenadier again. We're out here, again, probably 20 miles north of Coldfoot. By the way, it was 80 degrees in Coldfoot, and Coldfoot, as you know, is above the Arctic Circle because we already crossed the Arctic Circle, so that's a little crazy. The weather is just so nice. Here's the 360. But you see all these tree-covered mountains, and then here's this one, rock-faced mountain that just is, I hate to say it's towering above the rest because it's not. It just sticks out. Having a good time. It's going to be a long haul. The GPS is saying we're going to get to Deadhorse at 9 o'clock tonight. We continue to make poor time, although the road has gotten a lot better. So I don't know if I said this earlier, but the road is really, really, really bad. And so I would, unless I had off-road vehicle, off-road tires, four-wheel drive kind of thing. Now I've seen some, saw a minivan out here, for goodness sake. Saw somebody on a Harley-esque kind of motorcycle. The Harley guy, again, I don't know that he's going to make it. The van was headed south. So we're going to assume that they made it north. Anyway, very enjoyable, very beautiful, but you got to come prepared. Okay, we're about 180 miles to Deadhorse, I believe. The old Grenadier's got a little dirty. As you can see, ran into a guy in Coldfoot that has a Grenadier magic mushroom, and he was from California and whatnot. Anyway, I'm going to tell you what, I'm going to get up on the roof again and do the obligatory 360. By the way, 72 degrees now, so it's starting to cool down, wind's blowing a little bit. Still just absolutely gorgeous day. Okay, so I got up here to do the 360, and while I was at it, I thought I'd let you know that right before we got to Coldfoot, got stopped by a park ranger, not for any bad reason. He just was being friendly, neighborly, and gave us a few rules of the road, gave us a little pamphlet actually to talk about how to drive the road. And it dawned on me, they call this part of the road that we're on right now the Haul Road. And I'm not exactly sure where the Haul Road starts, but I think it may be in Coldfoot. So the initial road was the Alaska Highway from Dawson Creek to Fairbanks, and that was built by the U.S. military in the 40s during World War II because it was a defensive thing. And then later, the oil was discovered, or there was some work to discover the oil, and the Dalton Highway was built, and I think it maybe went to the Yukon River or maybe went to Coldfoot, and then the rest of the distance, and from that point, back in the day, they would only transport material on the ice roads during the winter because there was no road built. Then they finally built the Haul Road, which is the road we're on right now that takes you either from Coldfoot or Yukon River to Deadhorse. And so it's actually 3 separately named roads that take you this distance. Anyway, sun's still high in the sky. It is now, probably 4:30 p.m. Still supposed to get there around 9. I'm a little doubtful that we're going to make it by 9, but fortunately it's going to be light. It's going to be a long, long, long day. There is snow, at least in the crevices of those 2 mountains, so that's the first snow we've seen. And again, it's cooling off, and the weather's just fabulous. Oh, I should also say a guy that worked for AT&T came by here and stopped and said he saw a grizzly bear a few miles back, but we're not going to try to go back there because it could be gone, and we need to get on to Deadhorse. Okay, just doing a quick 360 here. We're far enough now above the Arctic Circle that the trees are gone, and you've got there's a rocky mountain. Obviously, you got this nice lake down here. You see the pipeline. Easy to run the pipeline around here because it's clear. No trees to cut, none of that. Not much traffic. It's roughly 5 o'clock now in the afternoon. Sun is still way high in the sky. Got lots of daylight left. Should get there maybe around 8:30. We're making good time now because this road is very nice, even though it's just gravel. Okay, we reached a high point out here on what I believe is called the tundra. If you will, look in the distance, the mountains. I mean, there's mountaintops as far as I can see. Anyway, got another, probably 150 to go to Deadhorse. Making pretty good time now, probably averaging 55 miles an hour, something like that. And I'm hoping we get there a little quicker. I don't know if you remember the old Clint Eastwood movie with the town of Lago, I think it was. So if you look down there at that lake, right there on the edge of the lake is a little set of buildings or whatever. There's a little set of buildings there, and it reminded me of Lago. All right, we just spent 35 minutes behind another pilot car, but we're rewarded with this muskox. There's another one behind me, so I'm going to back up. And I remember seeing these going to a muskox farm on a field trip when I was in first grade or kindergarten or something up here. And there it is, and you see those horns, those things when they're trying to decide which male is dominant, they run at each other full speed and just crash their heads into each other. It's pretty crazy. Okay, there's a couple smaller ones. We backed up a little bit, so there's the smaller ones, and then there is the larger one I was looking at a minute ago. You probably can't see me on camera, but the gnats and mosquitoes and whatnot flying around those things, unbelievable number. Thankfully, they have all that hair on them, and that keeps them, I guess, keeps the bugs off of them. Okay, I saw a sign back there that said Franklin Bluffs, and you can kind of see the bluffs over there, but this white down here, I mean, is that snow? It's hard to tell. Sorry, the mosquitoes are coming out like crazy. I just wanted to video this real quick. So I'm not sure what that is. Is that a caribou? Is that a reindeer? I don't know. Well, there's a big owl right there. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is, and my SD card is getting ready to fill up, but it's not a very big one, whatever it is, but it's either a caribou or, man, it looks like a reindeer to me, but what do I know? I'm not some kind of expert on animals. I saw him getting ready to run across the road and slowed down, and I think it is a reindeer. Again, my SD card's getting ready to fill up, so it's just probably going to cut off, but this is hilarious. I can't believe he's not scared.